This tutorial covers how to perform a regression analysis in Microsoft Excel 2007. And so what I have here is a data file that's already open. And notice that I have 5 employees shown here: Bill, Mike, Amy, Alan, and Lisa. And what we have here is a series of data pairs where, perhaps as an example, we're in a production area. And Bill and Mike and Amy and so forth are able to produce a certain number of units, say, in a given day. And then also, we have tested them on their ability to be agile. So perhaps within this production operation, there's a lot of movement amongst the personnel. They need to be able to move around in certain areas and so forth. And we've captured that information. And there's no surprises here. Amy produces the most units, and she has the highest agility score, whereas Bill produces the least amount of units, and he has the lowest agility score. And so what this tells us here is that we most likely have a linear relationship between these two variables. And so what we're going to do is perform a regression analysis and try to fit a straight line within a series of these data pairs. And really what we're going to do is develop a regression equation, or rather a straight line equation, in the form of y equals mx plus b. And so the way we do that is, in Microsoft Excel 2007, is to go to the Data tab, which I already have activated here, and then go to the Data Analysis command in the Analysis group, and left-click on that, and then scroll down to the Regression option. And so what you want to do is you want to left-click on the OK button with the Regression option highlighted. And then what we're going to do is we're going to set up the regression by simply selecting the data, selecting a couple options, and then running it. And so the Y data, or the data that we are trying to predict for future values of agility, is the units produced group, or the Y group, the Y data. And so we put our cursor here in this box, and we select this column of data. Notice that I also selected the column header. We do the same thing for the X data, and we also call this the independent variable, the X variable. And so, and notice too that I also selected the column header. And as a result of selecting the column headers, we need to make sure that we left-click on this labels box. Once we select our data, we need to tell the application where to put the regression output, or rather where to put the regression results. And so we have several options. We can put the results in a new workbook, in a new file. We could put the results in the existing file but in a different worksheet, or we can put the results in the same file and in the same worksheet. And that's the option that I'm going to select here. I already have it selected. And so we're going to put the output in this particular worksheet. But if we do that, we've got to tell Excel where to put it. And so what you do is you place your cursor in this box here, left-click, and then left-click on this little icon here. And then we could put this in various locations on our worksheet. And basically by clicking on a certain area, that tells Excel where to start the upper left-hand corner of the data output. And so let's just put it even with our data set here in row 4. And so I left-clicked on this box here. Notice the cell location shows up, and then we want to left-click on this icon over here to lock in this location. And so once we do that, just ignore everything else on here, and we are now ready to execute the regression. And so I'm going to left-click on this OK button, and you know that you ran it when you see this output. And so once you see this output here, we have obtained regression results based on this data set. And so this concludes the tutorial on how to perform a regression analysis in Microsoft Excel 2007.